The honourable member for Dartmouth Cole Harbour.
Mr. Speaker, the government continues to be a disaster for Canadian students. They've invested nothing in grants, offered tiny tax credits that most students don't even qualify for, dither over the Millennium Scholarship, and botched the summer jobs program. The speech from the throne ignored education. Students were shut out. Yesterday offers nothing for education, nothing for students. Again, a complete shutout. We need to improve productivity. Productivity depends on education. Education means students, and students need help, and they need it now. Why does this government continue to ignore Canadian students?
The Honourable Minister of Human Resources and Social Development.
Speaker, it takes a lot of guts to get up and chide us on post-secondary education when it was his government that cut $25 billion out of the Canada Social Transfer, Mr. Speaker. That was devastating to universities in this country. The fact is, Mr. Speaker, we are increased funding for post-secondary education by 40% in the last budget, and today we spend more on training in this country than any federal government in history, Mr. Speaker.
The honourable member for Dartmouth Cole Harbour.
Mr. Speaker, the minister loves to talk about cuts from a decade ago. Well, he's changed his tune a bit. In March of 1995, he said in this House of the government, when will they have the guts to do the right thing and start cutting? And then on December the 15th, after the government got in action to reduce the deficit, he then said, we are going to have to cut deeper into our social programs. His selective memory reflects the hypocrisy of this government. The Liberal government cleaned up a Conservative mess, then we invested in students. They inherited a Liberal surplus and nothing for students. Why do they turn their back on students? Why?
Order. The Honourable Minister of Human Resources and Social Development. Order.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I think history will reflect that actually what happened was the Liberals cut the Canada Social Transfer, but they preserved all the funding that ultimately provided them with the $40 million that now is missing somewhere amongst the Liberal ranks, Mr. Speaker. The fact is this government has taken very important steps to restore funding for universities and colleges, Mr. Speaker. We've put in place a number of new measures to assist students directly. We are helping students, Mr. Speaker, because we understand that education is part of the solution. The Liberals apparently thought it was part of the problem.
The Honourable
member for Chambly.